In the top stories, ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation is celebrating 60 years of radio service in St. Kitts and Nevis. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew has signed a new cooperation agreement with Ghana during his official state visit. And CIU Chairman Calvin St. Just says the lifting of the FinCEN advisory signals renewed confidence in the Citizenship by Investment program. The details of these stories and more after the break.
It's something that you can't put into words. A buzz in the air. From the time you wake up, you're ready to go. The freedom, the fantasy, the fete. To know it is to live it and love it. You have to experience it. If you know, you know. Angostura White Oak Rum. New look, same vibes inside.
Welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Roma Richardson. Today, ZIZ celebrates 65 years of broadcasting service to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. The milestone marks more than 6 decades of news, information, and entertainment across the Federation. Managing Director of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, Gavin Bell, described the anniversary as a significant achievement for the national station.
65 years is a very meaningful achievement. There are very few institutions, media institutions, that have been able to cross this mark, and ZIZ has been a pillar of the community for as long as it's been there. I often tell the story of ZIZ creates touchstones in people. ZIZ Radio, in particularly, creates touchstone moments in people's lives. I can remember when I was growing up and listening to ZIZ, if I heard On the Banyan Tree in the morning, I knew I was late for school. So those are the kind of things that ZIZ has been able to impact in the lives of our listeners, and to be doing that for 65 years is a considerable achievement.
Bell said ZIZ has been closely connected to the development of the Federation since its early years, documenting many of the country's important moments.
ZIZ has always been charged with, sometimes by default, but even more so nowadays, being a custodian of the history of St. Kitts and Nevis in visual and audio form. So, our archives have many significant moments in Kittitian and Nevisian history, and we hope to be there to collect a lot of these moments in the future as well.
Looking ahead, Bell said the station continues to adapt to the changing media landscape while maintaining its role as a trusted source of information.
How do I feel about ZIZ right now? I think our future is bright. I think we've, through the partnerships with the various government entities, especially the help of the Honorable Prime Minister, we've been able to do quite a bit of work in making sure the systems that ZIZ relies on are up to date, have been modernized, and can compete with any radio station, TV station, broadcast network in the Caribbean. As a matter of fact, I like to boast that the studio that we are now is probably one of the newest and more cutting-edge studios in the Eastern.
He also pointed to the evolution of programming over the years as ZIZ works to serve new generations of listeners.
I think right now we have to work on is making sure we leverage all of this equipment and these new things to give people the content that they're quite hungry for. We've got a pretty sizable audience. We've got a very loyal audience, and we're thankful for that. And we want to be able to start now, and you will see some of that over the course of the next few months, producing the type of content that is expected from ZIZ.
Bell added that the station remains committed to its audience and will continue to listen to feedback from the public as it moves into the future.
So my message to the persons listening and watching to ZIZ, stay tuned. There are lots of interesting things that are going to be happening in the next couple of months. And believe me when I tell you, we hear you, we understand the criticism, and we know that we have done the work to make sure that you can be proud of ZIZ for another 65 years.
St. Kitts and Nevis and Ghana have signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a new political consultation mechanism between the two countries. The agreement was signed by Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew and Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs Samuel Ablakwa during Dr. Drew's state visit. The arrangement sets out a structured framework for regular consultations between the two governments and is expected to support closer cooperation on a range of issues. Officials say the mechanism will help guide discussions and coordination across several areas, including politics, trade, science, technology, and cultural exchange. Prime Minister Drew said the agreement represents an important step in deepening the relationship between the two countries. He added that the consultation mechanism will provide a clear platform for sustained engagement and practical cooperation in areas that benefit both nations. Executive Chairman of the Citizenship by Investment Unit, Calvin St. Just, says the rescinding of the 2014 FinCEN advisory signals growing international confidence in St. Kitts and Nevis's CBI program. St. Just made the comment during his quarterly Chairman's Forum, which brings together key stakeholders in the citizenship industry. He said the removal of the advisory is also expected to make financial transactions connected to the program smoother.
Removal or the rescinding of it is a major win for the country, it's a major win for the government, and a major win for our citizenship program, because what it says is that the United States, one of the largest international body around financial transaction and financial crime globally, has indicated its confidence in how this program is run. It's indicated its true ability for us to showcase that now St. Kitts and Nevis is now managing a professionalized program of integrity. And so we would see for potential investors and also our citizens the much needed relinquish of all those challenges of doing international banking transaction should be much more easy.
St. Just also said the regular meetings reflect a commitment by both the unit and the government to greater transparency and open engagement with industry partners.
One of the core commitments I made taking over the chairmanship was to ensure that we have continual engagement. The Prime Minister was very clear as part of his requirement is that we make sure that there is transparency in things that we are doing, the tough decisions that we have to make, but we make sure that there's clear partnership in terms of what our local service agents are hearing, but most importantly that they hear from the official.
He added that discussions at the forum also focused on building stronger, more sustainable systems, which are key to navigating geopolitical tensions and maintaining confidence in the program.
A number of key things. We covered the introduction of biometrics that will be taking place in Q1 of this year in terms of each new and existing citizen on our program will have to go through a biometric component. We also covered, as it relates to the upcoming Investment Gateway Summit, our annual flagship, which will take place June 17th to 20th. Roughly, it will be over close to 4 days of networking, new citizens coming, potential investors, being here on the island, speaking with government officials, entrepreneurs, even NGOs as well will have an opportunity to engage under the collaboration of shared partnership. And then lastly, I think it opens up an opportunity to share what is coming. We know there's a number of geopolitical challenges. We understand our program continues to have scrutiny, both from our international partners, our international regulators, but we want to be very clear that this program is no longer going to be one of a one-time transaction. We are producing this program to be sustainability.
After the break, the St. Kitts Music Festival is gaining international attention as tourism officials promote the event as a major summer attraction. And education leaders from across the OECS are meeting in Dominica to discuss the future of the OECS Pearl Education Initiative. We'll have the details after this break.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now.
When life throws surprises your way, now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip, with Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable, more than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
There are some things in life that are worth the extra mile. Seize the moment. Capture the experience.
The St. Kitts Music Festival is drawing international attention as preparations continue for its 28th edition this summer. The travel publication Selling Travel has described the event as one of the Caribbean's major annual music festivals, praising this year's high-energy lineup. The festival will feature a range of international and regional artists, including Kalani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Machel Montano, Mavado, and Taurus Riley. Also set to perform are Steel Pulse, Luciano, Idonia, Massacre, Cranium, Voice, Chanel Muir, and several leading Caribbean bands. Minister of Tourism Masha Henderson said the festival continues to showcase St. Kitts as a leading cultural and entertainment destination in the region. She noted that while the music attracts visitors, the island's culture, landscapes, and local experiences are what make the event memorable. In addition to the concerts, visitors will also be able to take part in a series of fringe events, explore historic sites, and sample the island's culinary offerings. Travel companies in the United Kingdom are also promoting special packages for the festival, including flights and accommodation. Education leaders from across the OECS are meeting in Dominica for the OECS Pearl Technical Sustainability Summit 2026. St. Kitts and Nevis is represented by Minister of Education Dr. Jeffrey Hanley. The meeting is focused on the future of the OECS Pearl program, a regional initiative designed to support education reform across member states. Participants are discussing how the program can move from a project-based approach to a more permanent framework for improving education systems across the region. The discussions also include sharing best practices, coordinating policy approaches, and identifying sustainable ways to improve learning outcomes. The summit is also looking at strategies to strengthen teacher training, improve school management, and introduce more innovative approaches to learning. Organizers say the goal is to build a stronger, more resilient education system that can benefit students across the OECS for years to come. The TDC group of companies today hosted a CV writing workshop for students enrolled in the Office Administration and Documentation Management program at Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College. During the session, students were guided through the key elements of a strong curriculum vitae and shown how effective presentation can improve their chances of securing employment. Facilitators also shared practical advice on how to highlight skills, experience, and qualifications in a way that stands out to employers. The workshop forms part of TDC's ongoing efforts to support professional development and youth empowerment across St. Kitts and Nevis.
I would say all of our students have been successful. We have had students who have gone through the program who have completed their CXCs and have gone on to do wonderful things. We have others who have continued onto the CFPC and have graduated university and have assumed some very important positions within various institutions within the Federation. And that is really what we want to see ultimately. Our graduates making a positive contribution to our society.
Coming up in regional news. Large parts of Cuba remain without power after a major blackout hit the island's strained electricity grid. Jamaica is shifting from recovery to rebuilding as the country moves into the next phase of its response to Hurricane Melissa. The details after this break.
Every dream begins with a vision, a blank piece of land, a simple sketch on paper, or a conversation around the dinner table. At Horsford's Building and Nevis Centers, we believe that every home starts with hope and ends with something real. From the first brick to the final nail, we are there. We don't just supply materials, we partner in progress, step by step, wall by wall, room by room. We help build lives, futures, and legacies. This is more than construction. It's transformation, it's elevation, it's trust. Dream with us, grow with us, build with us, because your dream deserves more than just materials. It deserves a partner that builds with heart. Horsford's Building and Nevis Centers. Dream with us, grow with us, build with us.
Swipe your card, live your life. National Bank Life is nice. You can spend it when you want it, how you like, where you like. Swipe your card, live your life. National Bank Life is nice. Home or away, any time of the day. Credit or debit, right in your pocket. The National Bank card, so many benefits. Oh yeah, the choice is yours. Just come and embrace it.
Live your life your way, with purchases big or small. Mango, nuts, breadfruit and all.
You can spend it when you want it, how you like, where you like. Swipe your card, live your life. National Bank Life is nice.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable, more than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
Large parts of western Cuba remain without electricity tonight after a major blackout hit the island's power grid. Officials say crews worked through the night Wednesday to repair a damaged boiler at one of the country's largest thermoelectric power plants. Authorities warn it could take 3 to 4 days for full power to be restored. State media report that just over a third of customers in the capital, Havana, currently have electricity. Hospitals and water supply stations are being given priority as the grid operates at limited capacity. Officials say 2 other power plants are also offline because of a shortage of petroleum. Cuba has long struggled with an aging electricity network and irregular fuel supplies, but the situation has worsened in recent months. This is the second major power outage to affect western Cuba in the past 3 months. The Jamaican government has closed the recovery phase of its response to Hurricane Melissa and will now shift its primary focus to reconstruction. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness made the announcement this week, saying the country's recovery from the October storm has moved faster than expected. Holness said the progress places Jamaica in a strong position to move into the next phase of rebuilding. According to the Prime Minister, electricity has been restored to 98% of the areas affected by the storm, while water supply has been reconnected to 97%. Agricultural output has also rebounded more quickly than anticipated, and inflation has remained below earlier projections. Holness noted that this improvement allowed the Bank of Jamaica to reduce its policy interest rate to 5.5% in February. He added that while the relief phase of the disaster response formally ended in January, relief and recovery activities had overlapped until now as the country prepares to focus on long-term reconstruction. Coming up, President Donald Trump has replaced Kristi Noem as head of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And China has lowered its economic growth target as the country navigates global pressures and domestic challenges. We'll have the details when we come back.
In the sun or in the rain, life's a journey, joy and pain. But NCI's here day and night, always here for you, making it right. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very.
At National Caribbean Insurance, you are covered and secure. We're your partner, your protector, your peace of mind. So for home, for health, for life, choose NCI because we're always here for you, always.
Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very end. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very end.
U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he is replacing Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Noem, who has led Trump's immigration drive, will be replaced with Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin, Trump says. He added that Norm will now shift to a newly established position, the Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, which Trump said was a new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. China has lowered its annual economic growth target to between 4.5 and 5%, the lowest expansion goal the country has set in more than 3 decades. The new target was announced during China's major political gathering known as the Two Sessions, where leaders are also reviewing plans for the country's next 5-year development strategy. Officials say the lower target reflects a changing economic landscape as China deals with weak consumer spending, a property market crisis, and a shrinking population. Global pressures are also playing a role, including trade tensions and disruptions to energy supplies linked to the conflict involving Iran. Premier Li Chang told the delegates that government will focus on strengthening innovation and expanding high-tech industries and boosting domestic consumption. The plan also includes major investments in scientific research, transportation, and energy, with more than 100 large-scale projects expected over the next 5 years. Beijing says it also intends to expand the use of artificial intelligence across key industries and accelerate its transition to green energy. The 5-year plan, which will outline China's economic priorities through to 2030, is expected to be formally approved by lawmakers at the end of the meeting. Up next in sports. Cricket West Indies says arrangements are being finalized for the safe return of the men's T20 team from India. And the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations has been postponed just days before the tournament was set to begin in Morocco. Stay tuned.
In the sun or in the rain, life's a journey, joy and pain. But NCI's here day and night, always here for you, making it right. Always here for you. With NCI you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very
At National Caribbean Insurance, you are covered and secure. We're your partner, your protector, your peace of mind. So for home, for health, for life, choose NCI because we're always here for you. Always.
Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end.
Cricket West Indies says arrangements are being made for the safe return of the men's T20 team, which remains in India following the conclusion of its World Cup campaign. In a statement issued today, the organization said it has been in constant contact with the players, team management, and the International Cricket Council since the team's final match against India. Cricket West Indies said travel plans have been complicated by international airspace restrictions linked to security concerns in the Gulf region. The statement continued that a charter flight is now being arranged for the team's departure from India, with travel expected within the next 24 hours. The final departure time, however, remains subject to air traffic approvals. Cricket West Indies confirmed that the team remains safe and well as travel arrangements to return them home continue. The 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations has been postponed just days before the tournament was set to begin in Morocco. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, announced the decision on Thursday, saying the competition is being rescheduled due to what it described as unforeseen circumstances. The finals were originally set to run from March 17th to April 3rd. This year's tournament also serves as a qualifier for the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil. Morocco was expected to host the finals for a third consecutive edition, but uncertainty about the country's readiness in recent weeks had already sparked concern among players and supporters. CAF said the decision to postpone the event was taken to ensure the successful staging of the continent's premier women's football competition. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
Yeah, man. Another day in the books. Well, hello there. She pretty from head to toe, and are you ready to go? Wait there. Whew. Can't afford to slip up. Not even in my dreams.
Recapping the top stories. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation is celebrating 60 years of radio service in St. Kitts and Nevis. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew has signed a new cooperation agreement with Ghana during his official state visit. And CIU Chairman Calvin St. Just says the lifting of the FinCEN advisory signals renewed confidence in the Citizenship by Investment program. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Major Newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Roma Richardson.